Guys, we got a fish on.
Where's it going?
Out.
Center?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Garrett with Gulf Coast Angling. I don't know how good you guys can hear me over the music, the wind, and the motors, but we don't have sonar. So there's a number of things you can do. You can drop bottom baits down blind, or you can troll. So we're trolling. We're about 35 miles offshore, bumping these bottom contours. This time of year, we get a lot of pelagics in close, white marlin, wahoo. Actually, been some solid reports on the mahi. So my filming ability is going to be a little limited, but we're going to troll all day, look for bait, look for weeds, and really focus on getting a pelagic in the boat. I had this whole dedicated segment on the boat going through our lure selection, how we deploy our spread, and how we manage to troll 5 rods on our boat. And the wind and motor noise, as expected, was kind of obnoxious. So I figured, let me whip up my paint skills, show a diagram on the screen, and have that stand in for the segment of basically teaching you guys my go-to trolling spread. So on our boat, we do not have outriggers, which typically enable you to run even more lines than what we do at 5. So 5 is about the max. I think in some circumstances we've done 6, but I would not really recommend it. It can cause a huge mess if you mess up. So looking at the boat oriented in this direction, the top side would be port, and the bottom side would be the starboard. So that's how we are going to view these two orientations. So with our 5 rods, we have the port flat right here. I'm going to label this FPF or port flat. We have the starboard flat, SF. We have the port rigger. We have the starboard rigger. And in the middle, we have the shotgun. So that makes up our 5 rod spread. There's quite literally an unlimited amount of ways that you can run a spread. But the way we decide to deploy our spread usually mirrors the habitat in which we are trolling, whether it's open water, oil rigs, fads, etc. It's also based on the species we want to target. In this case, the big species we had in mind were white marlin and wahoo. So our spread is more indicative or reflects baits that those fish tend to respond to better. The spread that I'm demonstrating here takes all those considerations into play. We decided to deploy on our starboard flat a stretch 25. The stretch kills wahoo. Wahoo love the stretch. I would say deploy any diver that you like. It could be the Nomad, it could be Yozuri, it could be man stretch, but deploy which one you feel most confident in. It's going to get bit. The reason I like it as the shortest bait is because that lip is going to make it dive under the prop wash, so that wahoo underneath will see the boat going over, but they'll also see that plug kind of treading right behind it. If it were higher up in the prop wash, the wahoo may not see it, but since it dives, it gets below the prop wash and really stands out. On the port flat, we have a similar bait, and this one I actually am, after this trip, probably going to retire, and that is the Yozuri Bonita. The reason I want to retire this one is because this is a very wahoo-centric bait, and we already have the stretch kind of filling that role. So you're really pulling redundant wahoo baits, and in my opinion, the Yozuri Bonita doesn't get the job done like the Stretch or the DTX Nomad 2. So for future trips, I probably am just going to run 2 divers rather than the Yozuri Bonita and 1 diver. We really haven't gotten bit on the Yozuri Bonita at conventional trolling speeds. Now, if you're high speed trolling, you can attach it to a trolling weight. It's the bomb. It does really well under that application. But for 7 to 9 knots in your standard trolling speed, I honestly haven't had much luck with it. And after this trip, I think we're prepared to retire it. Next on our starboard rigger, we have trusty Moldcraft. This is going to be kind of a do-it-all bait. What it does, it pops on the surface and then goes down below the surface and brings like cavitation bubbles, and that leaves like a smoke screen or a smoke trail behind it, which drives the pelagics crazy. We ran all of our soft baits rigged with ballyhoo, so keep that in mind. The diagrams don't have ballyhoo on the soft baits, but for every soft bait we ran, it had a ballyhoo attached. So the reason I like to run the chuggers is for that smoke screen, just attracting a little extra attention, and it can really have a diverse variety of bites. You never know what you're going to key in on chuggers, but mahi love them, marlin love them, billfish love them in general. On our port rigger, I actually ran a daisy chain. This is a Squid Nation daisy chain. It's called a flippy floppy thing, I think is what they call it. What that basically does, it attaches to your main line and creates a little small teaser that can just help generate a little extra attention. And at the end of this, we had probably the best lure on earth. That's the blue and white islander. This is a fish killing machine. Like I said, as a soft bait, we did rig it with ballyhoo. So we had the daisy chain teaser. We had about 6 to 8 feet of mono leader behind that with our blue and white islander with the ballyhoo rigged. And then for our shotgun bait, surprise, surprise, we ran another islander. So this made up our 5-rod spread. The colors here are not indicative of the colors we used while offshore. I think we had, this one was actually pink. So we actually had a pink and white islander on this one. This one was blue and white. The Yozuri Bonita was actually purple, and this chugger was actually pink. So big fan of pink and blue as my offshore colors. Mix and match it how you want. Don't let any bait sit too long. Swap things out, see what the fish are interested in, especially if you're marking fish, if you're seeing bait and not getting bit. Just keep swapping the baits out and you'll find what they want to key in on. I just wanted to quickly overlay what we were trolling with, how our trolling spread looked, and you'll find out that it ended up having some success for us. Yeah, so we've been trolling for about 2 hours. Real fishy here. Plenty of flyers. Water's not quite blue, but blue enough for our needs. There's life here either way, so a lot of boats working this area. Someone's gonna hook up. Hopefully it's us. We got a fish on, y'all. Marking that. That's nothing big though.
You don't know it's hooked yet. It's got some big.
Nice. I'm gonna bump us down a little bit. Get ready?
Yep.
No, it's a. Is it? Or is that a cobia?
That's a shark. I got the leader.
Yeah. Yep. Here, actually, the other gaff will be better. I got him if you want to grab it. You can get him behind the head pretty good. Oh, pliers. Here. You're going too slow. Guys, we got a fish on.
Where's it going?
Out.
Center?
Yeah. He's still going, y'all.
Nice.
Yeah.
Real. Put it in the rod holder.
Get me back behind him. There you go. He's tight.
Keep reeling. Stop. Put it in the rod holder.
Wahoo! Woo!
You want a gas?
Yeah. Let me gas.
I got it here. Hang on. Don't swipe.
Oh shit!
He's still there. No. Hit him.
Oh! Yeah!
All right.
I hate this gaff.
I know. Watch your feet.
He's out.
Nice. We got a wahoo.
Woo!
Good wahoo. Careful, buddy.
Yep.
Watch your feet.
Yep.
Nice, dude.
There we go. We got him. It's good. I appreciate you tagging along. You guys are not going to see very much content in this video, but trust me, it was a long day. We trolled hard, and that's kind of what trolling is putting in a lot of work for 1 to 2 good fish. You're not going to load up on the fish box like you would bottom fishing. So we knew that getting into this, and I'm very happy to take home a nice 25-30 pound wahoo, and ready for some sushi tonight. So thank you all for watching, and as always, please subscribe, and catch you next time. Peace.